Welcome to the podcast where we help ambitious professionals stop doubting and start leading. I'm Karen Gombault, your host, and today I wanted to dive into a topic that I think is going to resonate with anyone who has recently stepped into a leadership role or is preparing for one. Because when we take on a new role or a promotion, there's always a mix of excitement, pride, and I think a healthy dose of nerves. But what no one tells you often is how different the reality of leadership can be from what you imagined. And so today I'll share 10 things that I wish somebody had told me before my different promotions, and also things that I hear from my clients, from my coaching clients. And I hope that this will help you navigate the transition with confidence and clarity. It's really important to be aware of these different points, because if you're not, that is when doubt, imposter syndrome start to creep in, you start to hold back, or simply there could even be some sticker shock. So let's dive in. Point number one is that your strengths might not be enough anymore. So when you're promoted, it's often because you excelled in your previous role. You might have been the go-to expert for a specific task, or somebody who could always get the job done, or the key salesperson. But here's the catch, is that those skills that got you promoted are not always the skills that will help you succeed in your new role. Leadership is less about technical expertise and much more about vision and strategy, setting an example, managing the people. It's about solving the problems without necessarily diving into the details yourself. And this shift can feel unsettling at first because we like to hang on to what we know, what feels comfortable, and especially if you've built your confidence around being a high performer. But to succeed, you'll have to let go of some of those doer tendencies and focus on developing skills like delegation and big picture thinking and inspiring others. It's a new muscle to build. It is absolutely possible, but also critical for long-term success. The second thing I wish somebody had told me is you have to earn your team's trust. A promotion doesn't come with a free pass to respect and loyalty, especially if you're now leading people who were once your peers. Trust isn't automatic. It's something you absolutely have to earn over time through consistent action. And it means being transparent about your intentions, following through on promises, showing your team that you're invested in their success. It means listening and also being willing to learn from them. Building trust can take months, but it's the foundation of everything that you will do as a leader. So without it, you might meet a lot of resistance by your team when you're putting ideas on the table, or they might not want to come to you with problems. So that can undermine your effectiveness. Point number 3 is that you can miss being in the weeds. If you love the day-to-day tasks of your old job, solving the technical problems or analyzing data, being very hands-on, you might be surprised at how much you miss it. In your new role, you're going to spend more time in meetings or planning, discussing strategy, discussing organization. And that shift can feel like a loss, especially if you thrived on tangible accomplishments where you could check things off of your to-do list. Leadership is more abstract. Your wins often come from guiding others to succeed, or seeing a long-term project come together. So it's okay to feel nostalgic for the work that you used to do, but part of growing as a leader is learning to find satisfaction in different kinds of achievements. Point number 4, not everyone will be happy for you. Your promotion, especially if it is internal, might change the dynamics of your relationships at work. Colleagues who were once your allies can feel jealous, resentful, threatened. And it's especially true if others competed for the same role, or if your promotion also could highlight gaps in their own progress. So for a lot of people, it's a tough pill to swallow, but it's not your job to manage other people's emotions. You need to let them be unhappy or mad or jealous or whatever feeling they're feeling. Your focus should be on maintaining professionalism, building constructive relationships with those who are supportive of your success. Over time, most people will adjust, but it is really important to stay grounded and not take it personally. Point number 5, and this is a big one for women especially, is that you can't please everyone. One of the hardest lessons in leadership is accepting that your decisions are going to upset some people, whether it's priorities, whether it's assigning tasks, enforcing boundaries, reorganizing the team, taking people off of projects. Somebody is bound to feel disappointed. It doesn't mean anything has gone wrong. It means that you are leading. Your role is to make decisions that align with the goals of the organization and the needs of the team as a whole. So learning to accept that will make you a more confident leader. Leadership isn't a popularity contest. It's about guiding your team towards success. Point number 6 is that imposter syndrome is normal. When you step into a new role, it's natural to feel a little bit out of your depth. You might wonder if you're really qualified or if somebody made a mistake by hiring you or promoting you. And these feelings are incredibly common for women, even among the most accomplished leaders. And even if you were like 100% confident that you could do the job, you will still have feelings of imposter syndrome. The key is just simply to recognize it for what it is. It's a sign that you are growing. So instead of letting it hold you back, use it as a motivation to learn, adapt, step outside of your comfort zone into your courage zone. And confidence doesn't come all at once. It's built over time through experience. Point 7 is that boundaries become essential. As a leader, the demands on your time and your energy will increase. You're going to have to make more decisions. People are going to look to you for guidance, answers, support to fix their problems. Okay, it's very easy to fall into the trap of being available to everyone all the time, especially if we have those people-pleasing tendencies. That is why boundaries are so important. Protect your calendar. Communicate when you are available and when you are not available. Set clear expectations about when and how people can reach you. Is it by email? Is it by chat? Is it by phone? Carve out time for deep work and also personal recharge. And boundaries, it's not just about saying no, it's about creating the space that you need to lead effectively. Point number 8 is you're going to have to delegate, even when it's hard. So this is probably one of the hardest things also that I see women struggling with is that if you've been promoted, it's likely because you are very, very good at getting things done. You're an action taker, you're efficient, you move the needle. But in your new role, you can't do everything all by yourself. You're going to have to learn to delegate. And delegating to your team is one of the most important and challenging skills that you will need to develop. And it's not just about offloading work. It's also about empowering your team to take ownership and grow. And I had this topic recently with a coaching client who knew that her team had a lot of work and was very reluctant to give them another project. But she knew that that is not doing the team any service. When you give the work to the team, they have to think about how they're going to organize, about how they're going to set priorities, about how to become more effective. But don't take on the work thinking it's helping your team. You need to learn to delegate. It requires trust and patience and a willingness to let go of perfectionism, willingness to let go that it has to be done your way. And it might feel a little bit uncomfortable at first, but it's the only way to create impact as a leader. Point number 9 that nobody told you is work-life balance. It might get harder, but the caveat that I would like to put out there is that it gets harder initially, only because you're navigating so much that is unknown. There's more pressure. You want to succeed, so you might find yourself checking emails more often or during family time. And this is where being very intentional comes in. Protecting your personal time requires effort, but it is so important for maintaining your energy and maintaining your focus. So block time for self-care, for your hobbies, for your downtime, for your date night. Those are not distractions. Those are the things that keep you grounded. And point number 10 is that you're going to be judged. And you're going to be judged differently. And everything that you do or that you don't do carries more weight as you move up the ladder. Your team is going to look to you as a role model, and your actions are going to set the tone for the culture of your team. And it doesn't mean that you need to be perfect, but it does mean that you need to be intentional and communicate it. So just simple things like how you handle feedback, how you manage stress, how you celebrate wins. Those are small things but that have a huge impact on the culture and how people perceive you and how you build trust. So embrace, I would say, this responsibility of this job change as an opportunity for you to lead by example. So stepping into a leadership role, I think it is one of the most exciting things on this earth because it is going to push you, it is going to challenge you, you are going to learn. It is very, very rewarding. But there are things people don't tell you. And so these 10 points, I don't want to scare you. That's not the point. The point is simply to help you prepare for the reality so that you can navigate the different points with confidence and clarity and intention. So thank you for tuning in. If this episode resonated with you, make sure to subscribe to the weekly podcast and share it with somebody who also might benefit from these insights. Until next time, focus on what matters most, and remember, you've got this.